All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Erin and I are here with you. I hope you get a chance to watch this recording. She and I have just kind of been chatting about life, about our team, and kind of what some of my takeaways were from this weekend at New Leader Conference. So there's, of course, I could do, 10 different calls about the things I learned. And I'll just kind of be going live and sharing throughout the next couple weeks because I can't fit everything into one call, and I don't know that I really want to because I want to give you space and time to process. But a couple things I want to start out with. One is we truly have the most amazing team. When I'm at these events, I get to meet a whole bunch of different coaches, and I'm so proud of our team, the quality of people, that your hearts are so focused on what's the most important thing, and that's helping other people. So I couldn't be more proud about that. And as I talked about our team and talked about we are more committed to helping change lives than we are for external recognition, I ended up having a lot of people to kind of talk to me about that, because as much as we all say in the business that that's what we're about, there's quite a few teams that are about like, let's just grow and let's rank advance and let's be the biggest team and let's be a top team. Now that's awesome, but there's obviously more to it than that. And so I just want to say I'm so proud to work with all of you, and I just love our team. So that's number one. Number two, New Leader Conference. I want you to all put that on your goal board because it is an amazing experience to be with a smaller group of leaders and to be with corporate. We got a tour of corporate, which was cool. They're in the process of kind of redoing some things. So I'm always going to be honest with you. It was a little underwhelming. I don't know what I expected, but it was a little bit underwhelming, to be honest.
Huh.
But I will say this, that everybody at corporate loves their job. They have it's sort of like I want to say kind of like a Google or an Apple, where they have everything there that you could want. They have 2 gyms. They have an amazing kitchen, always full of fresh fruit, fresh food. They want you to eat healthy. They always have a Shakeology bar from like 7 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. You can go get Shakeology anytime you want. Pretty cool things like that, because they all say Carl is really who he says he is, and that he wants to provide a great work environment, and he wants to provide a really healthy work environment. So I thought that was cool because that goes to the integrity of our company and something that's important to me. And everyone I talk to truly loves their job, and people are trying to get into work at Beachbody Corporate. So that was pretty cool. The lady who gave us a tour was from the marketing department. She transferred over from a different company and loves it and was so excited to be part of Beachbody. So certainly in the Southern California, LA area, it's an awesome company to work for. And people get recruited from all over the country to work there, and they come because it's such a great work environment. So we unfortunately didn't learn like a lot of new things that were coming up. We did get to try the Beachbody bar, that prototype, which was cool, and it was good. I thought it was good, and then we had to do a little survey, so that was fun. But they made it clear that they save all their reveal stuff for, or at least this year, for Summit. So that was really kind of interesting. So gosh, like I said, there's so many things that I can go on and on, but a couple things that I want to talk about, back to getting this on your goal board, is that just like becoming Emerald is an important part to your business because it allows you to get bigger. It shows that your business is growing, but ultimately that means that you're helping change lives, and you get bigger commission, or you start getting commission and leads. And then when you get to Diamond, you get bigger commissions and leads. It's all to help benefit you. New Leader Conference is almost, I feel like, kind of like the next stepping stone in knowing that you are growing your business. And so I want to encourage you all to set a goal to be there next year. I put the requirements in our coach page so that you would know what you would need. It's certainly not impossible. 1 star and then elite points. So you guys, we can do this. We can all be there, and we can do this. And it was just a really fun weekend. Beachbody covers your hotel for the weekend, so it's a pretty inexpensive trip. Now, I did take my husband, and he went out with Katie's husband, and then we went out to dinner at night, even if it was super late. So, our cost for the weekend was a little higher. because those boys played all day. But if you're just going or whatever, then it's a very inexpensive weekend down in LA because it's all covered. Everything is covered. So that's pretty cool. So one of the big things that they talked about was good intentions versus decisions. So we can have great intentions to move our business, to help people, but the question that comes down, we have to ask ourselves every single day, and when we sit down to work our business, is are we making decisions that are actually going to move them forward? So I can want to change lives, but if I'm not doing the things, if I'm not taking action to do the things I need to do to change lives, then it becomes just a good intention, not a life-changing decision. So I thought that was pretty cool, just to kind of think about that as we sit down and do our business. I know all of us have such great hearts that we have really great intentions to help people, and that's where it all starts. But you have to move that good intention to help people to action, and that's what we talk a lot about in this group. It comes down to, here's what I'm learning, okay? And I actually shared this with Melanie because this is how I am, that I'm so grateful that we are all a part of the dream team. And so one of the things that I realize is as I go to more of these events, a lot of the information is the same because we get really great training. We get really great training on the dream team. Erin and I have spent a lot of time taking information and making it accessible to our team over the years. And a lot of it is just repetitive information, and it's really focusing on what's most important. And then as Amethyst, I know, has taken some of the new coach information and she's adapted it. And so as we've all worked together to really simplify our jobs as coaches so that anyone who has a desire to do it can do it, I'm learning that we have a lot of the key ingredients. In fact, I would say we have most of the key ingredients. And if you listen to the trainings here, if you listen to the trainings in the Dream Team, then you are getting the best information that this company has to offer. And so I think that was really cool. And it was really affirming to me how we spent so much time in the beginning of our business recognizing that there's so much information out there, and it can be overwhelming for a new coach because it was overwhelming for us when we were trying to sort through it. And we've really tried to narrow it down so that we continually present the most important consolidated information. And so you get that. You don't have to go to these big events to have all this great information. You get more and you get good information, but and it's really good for your business. But we really have really great training on this team. So, yeah.
So a couple things to add to that real quick, Kendra. I think that the first 30 training that came out from Beachbody is huge. And so I have all of my new coaches, I've encouraged all of them to start there. We didn't have such an animal when we started out. So I think that the fact that Beachbody has kind of made that a lot more specific is helpful. And knowing that we all have access to the Dream Team page and we can post anything there and ask anything there and see other people's questions there and get response from Melanie and get input is really valuable. And I think all of us, not that we take it for granted, but when we go places like Summit and see the trainings and talk to people, Kendra, how many people have we talked to who've said, oh my gosh, you're on Melanie Mitro's team. I wish I was getting some support from my upline. Like they don't even have an upline, or they don't have any information, no training, no team, no anything. And so, to say we just happened to
go ahead.
No. So we just happened to get on Melanie's team. It was not by accident at all. And we really need to appreciate the value that's there, but we also have to dig into it a little bit.
Yes. And one of the things that I was shocked about, you guys, I'm telling you, and people kind of ridiculed me, and then throughout the weekend, they started asking me questions. I just want to be honest with you. Most of the coaches out there do not engage with their team until they've hit at least Emerald, and many of them Diamond. They do not, like, you are thrown in the team page. You do not get one-on-one calls. You do not get coaches. You do not get your upline coming alongside you. You do not, like, you are required, you're a CEO of your own company, and these coaches are like, hey, until a coach shows me that they're moving their business, I don't got time for them. And I'm like, wow, that is not like building a relationship with people. And they're like, nope. And so basically it was an element of, if you aren't going to perform for me, I don't have time for you. And so
Wow.
here I was in this conversation with two top 10 coaches, an elite coach, and me. Okay, those four of us. And they were like, and I'm not even close to where they are, but I'm like, I looked at all three of them and I go, and Melanie knows this, so she just smiled as I'm talking, but I 100% disagree with you. I said, I totally respect the fact that you have figured out a way to get to the top of this company, but I said, I fundamentally disagree with you. Here are these people that are making $1 million, who are considered some of the top in our business, and I literally had to look at them, and it wasn't disrespectful, but I'm like, I just disagree with you. And they're like, Kendra, you don't have enough time in the day to deal with coaches who are not performing. I said, if somebody is trying and putting in effort and has a heart to help other people, I am going to walk with them, because that's what I believe in. I believe that we are, and this is what Aaron and I decided when we started this team. We are stronger together, and we are going to do things differently than sign people up and ship them out on their own. Like, I do not operate that way. And so part of what we have decided, and I know those of you, Amethyst, as you joined, and Kim and Jenna, and so many of you who have joined and gave, is that this is a form of ministry. We are coming alongside people to help change their life. Truly, truly, from the inside out. And I know that there's people on this team who have a different faith than me, and that's totally okay. But we all have agreed to the belief on our team that we're called as coaches to walk alongside people and help each other. Now, if someone keeps rejecting us and is like, no, I'm not going to, then obviously you don't spend a ton of time with them, because you're not really connecting and you're not really working together. But you guys, if you are putting effort in, if you are doing the 4 vital behaviors like we are teaching you, you are a huge part of this team, and we do not focus solely on Success Club points. So just for the record, I have hired an assistant who's going to help with simple things like recognition, just like an hour or 2 a week. And I am telling her, and so I'm going to all of you and some of the coaches, the leaders on our team, and asking who has had success, who's put any points on the board. I don't care if it's 1, 10, 20, we're all the same. And so I am calling those life changers, because I don't care if you have the most points or not. Aaron doesn't care if you have the most points or not. Amethyst doesn't care if you have the most points or not. What we care about is, are you called to help change lives, and are you doing what you're supposed to do to help change lives? If you are, then you are a life changer. Simple as that. And so I got in this big discussion about, people were like, so you don't even recognize your team for volume? And I said, no, because how can I possibly tell my team what matters is that we're working together as a team to change lives, but then only recognize people that hit top numbers? Like, that's a conflict. Our goal is that we'd hit big numbers, because that means we're changing more lives. But a coach who hits SC20, so on Team LT, I'm going to clarify this. On Team LT, a coach that hits SC20, is no more valuable than a coach that hits SC1. They're just at different places in their business. And we want to be really clear about that there's no one person on this team that's more valuable than another. And I think that is a huge thing. And the reason I feel that way is because I truly believe that God created each one of us with a purpose. God created each one of us with gifts, with different skills, and no one skill and no one person is more valuable to the team than another. And so if that's what my fundamental belief is, if that's what Aaron and Amethyst's fundamental belief is, then that has to be carried out on our team, because a leader with integrity continues what they do in life and values in life and brings that to our business team. And so that's where you're going to see us coming from, okay? And so that was a really interesting discussion I had with these top leaders. And they were like, well, Kendra, if you want to get to the top of this company, Okay, this is interesting. If you want to get to this top of this company, then you need to stop doing that, and you need to only pay attention to the people who are performing, and all you're going to care about is getting people signed up and into your groups and onto your team. And I just think
Melanie didn't say that to you.
Not Melanie, nope. Two other top coaches who appear to be, I'm not gonna lie, I'm always gonna be honest with you guys, appear to be super nice on social media, and that was their response, and kind of snobby to me. And I said, oh my gosh, I so appreciate your opinion and your viewpoint, and congrats on all your success, but I will never run my business that way, ever. And it was like kind of this awkward silence, but I said, I completely respect the fact that that's how you choose to do that. And so then I went along, right? We just went along with our day and whatever. And the very next day, there was some more discussion because I just had met these, women, and they said hi and stuff like that. And the very next day, one of them came to me and was like, I cannot stop thinking about what you said. Like, I know in my heart, you're right. And I've let the success from the world and from the money influence me, and I have to rethink I have to rethink things. So I thought, cool, whatever. Good for you if you decide to do that. I don't really care. What I know is that I couldn't be more excited and more proud to be a part of a team that is so committed to one another. So, and to a vision that every life matters, that every person matters, and that we have a vision to help every single person. And that's what I love. So, okay, so on to a couple things that I think are really important. Let me get some of the stuff. We talked about Elite and what some of those requirements are, and we can go over that. But some of the issues, so we talked about Elite. We talked about, we had the doctor that's head of developing, of the doctor on, the medical doctor on the team at Team Beachbody.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, and
he was at our Dallas Super Saturday.
Yeah, he's super cool, family guy, and passionate about Shakeology. So talked a ton about Shakeology. Guys, you got to get in there and into the back office, read the resources. I'm not going to go through all that right now, but what Shakeology offers is really unbelievable, and we need to be able to speak to it. So that was really cool. One of the things that we get asked all the time, and I know new coaches, you feel this way, and even I feel this way after all this time, like sometimes I have no idea what to post about, right? So as we continue to all dive into Instagram is totally different than Facebook. One of the things that I'm finding is that I'm less excited about Facebook, I have to be honest, than I am about Instagram, because I really feel like people are super open on Instagram. Now, with that being said, I just had a lady contact me yesterday who said she's been following me for 2.5 years on Facebook and finally reached out. So I can't figure it out, but I love that.
How do you mean they're more open on Instagram? I find Instagram to be less relational.
So it's really important, even on Instagram, to me, to continue to build relationships. But you don't have to have long. People on Instagram are not expecting a long-term relationship in order to trust you. And that's been really interesting. If your feed represents authenticity and honesty, and that you are a real person, people will reach out to you if they don't know you. Here's what is setting me. This is what people keep telling me on Instagram. Now, I'm sure somebody else will tell you something different. But I get at least a certain amount of, I can't tell you exactly the number, but I always get people in my challenge group from Instagram. Always, always, always. Every single month now. Maybe 2, maybe 4. They come from Instagram. So they don't know me for very long. I just started Instagram in June or July. Here's what they say to me. Now, Instagram is supposed to be beautiful pictures. It's supposed to catch your eye. Everything is supposed to be super eye-catching. Well, I think you guys have learned about me now, and about Erin, and Amethyst. We kind of go against the grain, right? Like, I'm called to be me, and I'm called to be the woman that God's created me to be, in all my flaws, all my imperfections, and I'm just a regular person. And so I have decided on Instagram, because I can't take perfect pictures. You guys know that. I suck at taking pictures, okay? My Instagram feed is full of sucky pictures. I feel like I look way better in person than I do ever on Instagram. And I don't have it all together. And I don't have this perfect Instagram feed. And so what people reach out to me are real moms, real women who are like, I can't keep up with this perfection on Instagram. And what I love about you is that you are totally authentic and real. And you're like, today I'm at whatever it is. And so I want to encourage you to be you on Instagram. And Instagram training up until now has been, have the right lighting for pictures, have the perfect picture, put your filter on, do this, do that. And if you follow fashion bloggers, if you follow Instagram, people on Instagram that have huge followings, you will scroll through their Instagram feed and it looks perfect. It does. Even their messed up life picture looks filtered and perfect. So that's becoming the norm, being real and authentic and having not so good looking stuff, or just real life stuff, is actually now becoming more attractive to people, because nobody can keep up with that whole perfect life thing that Instagram does. And so all that to say, you don't have to say things perfectly on Instagram. You don't have to really look perfect on Instagram anymore, and people will trust you and reach out to you without knowing you. They're still going to be a little leery because there's so many people out selling stuff, but if we're just sharing our journey, every person I get from Instagram goes, I reached out to you because I felt like I could trust you, and you're just a real person and you're just sharing what's going on in your life. So that was really cool. So one of the things though that I struggle with is, like, sometimes I have to confess, like, especially as my kids get older, like, I don't really have all these exciting things to share anymore, right? Like, my day is sometimes I work and I like go get my mammogram and I go like to the grocery store, right? Like, it's not really that exciting, and yet people can relate to it. So some of the suggestions, and one of the speakers talked about that as we get older, or just at different phases in our lives, we don't always have our kids to talk about or something really exciting. So here are some things that you can make a list of, like kind of 4 major things. Like, talk about just where you are in life. We know that. So like whatever, but don't make it this big dramatic thing. Just talk about where you are. And this is especially true for like Instagram stories. I had a really hard time with Instagram stories because I'm of the age group that's like, nobody cares what I'm doing. Nobody cares why do they care what I'm doing? And the fact is, nobody cares what I'm doing. It's not that people care that much about me going to the grocery store or taking my dogs for a walk, but people on Instagram just love to scroll Instagram stories and see what people are doing. And so it's a shift in mentality of not really focusing on people really care so much about what Kendra Zaru is doing, as opposed to, oh, I follow Kendra, I wonder what she's doing today, right? Like, it doesn't have to be this big life-changing story on Instagram. It just is like, oh, it's just much more casual. So do an Insta story about where you are in life, okay? Another thing you have to do on your Insta story, so one thing about where you are in life, a fitness and health, always just a picture of you working out, or a picture of something on your story, whether you start your workout, before you start your workout, whatever. Also, be true to your personality. So if you're a goofball, be a goofball. If you're not really a goofball, don't try to be a goofball, because that's not you. You know, like I get it. Like, it's super funny. My family would say I easily laugh and I enjoy life and I'm easily entertained. But I'm not often the one like being creating all the entertainment, right? But
it's like watching Jessica. If you watch Jessica's stories,
yeah, she's funny.
She's funny, but that's totally her. I could not do what she does.
Exactly. And
like, her on there every day dancing and stuff, and I'm like, she's. And there's another gal on Posting the Dream Team one day who said, I see all these perky posts and they're all great, but I have a really dark and twisted sense of humor. And someone's like, run with it, because there's other dark and twisted sense of humors out there.
Yeah.
Don't try to be cute and perky, because no one's gonna buy it.
Exactly. And my personality is more like, yeah, I am just kind of a positive thinker and I'm an encourager, and I just kind of see things like I just like life is fun and I like to laugh and I'm easily entertained, and I just need to be okay with that. So I don't have to come up with these things that are going to make people laugh. If something is funny to me in Costco, then I can post what makes me laugh in Costco, right? But I don't, so just as we, and I say that because I struggled in the beginning with what to do, and now it's simply that kind of stuff. I'm at Costco, somebody cuts whatever, and you just post it. You just do a little story about that, and that's.
So this is stories you're talking about, not regular Instagram.
But then you have to translate that to regular Instagram. You do need to show your personality on Instagram, but you don't have to post like every 5 minutes. You do that on Insta Story, but these things apply to your Instagram account as well, because it allows people to get to know you, and that's really important. And then on Insta Story, for sure, you need to be showing about your business every day. So whether you are sitting down and checking in with challenger groups, or you've just invited people to join you on your journey because you want every woman to experience this, whatever. But on your Insta Story, you have to have that every day. On your Instagram page, talking about coaching in some form, excuse me, is super important too. One of the things that we are going to talk about, Erin and Amethyst and I did a little test on sharing about, excuse me, here we go, this stupid. We did kind of a trial about sharing about a day in the life of a coach on Insta Stories. We're going to be doing that more often, and I want you guys to be doing that, but I'm putting together a template about what to post throughout the day on Insta Story, so that you're not like, I don't know, what should I do? You can totally do your own thing, but if that overwhelms you, I want to give you, I want to equip you to feel confident going into that. And does it feel super awkward? It felt super awkward to me. So if you're feeling awkward about any of this, any posting, anything, it's totally normal. We all felt awkward. So we're going to be working on that and putting that together. There was a whole thing about hashtagging, and one of the big things about hashtagging, okay, so let me do this. I think this is important because I get this question all the time, is that make sure that you're hashtagging, not hashtagging 80-day obsession, not hashtagging anything Beachbody related. Because the only people that are going to hashtag that are other coaches. You want, like, I always hashtag mom of twins. I want mom of twins because I'm a mom of twin to see my posts. If I do hashtag coach life, not a great idea. Most of the time, the only people looking for a hashtag of coach life is a coach. So you really want to hashtag, and hashtags used to be like a sarcastic comment. They're not sarcastic comments. They are ways to connect with other people like you. So, you know, like I used a hashtag when Kate went off to college. Basically, you know, I looked up different hashtags about kids going to college, empty nesters, whatever. That's what you hashtag, because that's where I am in my life. So Bonnie Engel was there talking about Instagram, and she totally resisted Instagram, only wanted to do her business on Facebook, and realized she had to adapt. And so she did all this training, and she does a lot of Instagram training now. She hashtags, she's like 28 weeks pregnant. So she always hashtags her pregnancy journey, because that's the women, that's the people you're trying to connect with. Okay. So just things, simple things like that.
And also the school of thought still that the hashtag should be in the comment, not in the post.
No, that's changing.
Again, it's gone back and forth.
Going back and forth. So right now they said, put the hashtag in your story, in your post.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's new.
Mm-hmm. So I just started doing that this weekend.
Okay.
Do not do it in your comment. Instagram will filter it, and not as many people will see it. But I don't know. I'm playing with it, and my Instagram, and it's down a teensy bit. So I'm still talking about that. Katie is really trying to figure it out too, and so I'm asking her. I mean,
Okay.
we're kind of working on it and seeing, but it definitely was shared with us. Put it in your post, not in the comments. So the rest, that is for, I'm just going through my stuff. That's for another conversation. Okay, one of the things that I think our team does really well, and one of the conversations or one of the talks was about becoming irreplaceable as a coach. And so I think you guys already do that. Like our 80-day obsession group is so amazing, and the support that we give people is incredible. We go over goals, we review those goals. I know most of us as coaches, and if not, then you should be checking in with each of your clients once a week, even if it's, like my clients that I haven't heard from in a while, I will, even if they're in the alumni page, I schedule in my calendar, I had 30-minute to an hour period, and it doesn't always take that long at all, but where I'll just go through and I will just leave a voice memo over Messenger, or even if they have an Apple, or if they have an iPhone, then I just do it over the iPhone. And I just leave a message, hey, just want you to know I'm thinking of you. I'm still here. How are you doing? I haven't seen you check in the group in a while, and I hope you're doing okay. Let's talk. Let's get back to your goals. And I try to lay all the goals out, or I have goals that are printed out, and then I have also goals in my computer, and I will go back through and I will say, like, remember those goals that we set? How are you doing with that? I'm here to help you, blah, blah. Because we want to make sure that our clients know that we are irreplaceable. And that's what keeps our retention with Shakeology. That's what keeps us being valuable to our team and to our coaches and to our clients, I mean. So that becomes really important. One of the things that Amethyst and I and Erin have been talking about was putting together, just for like our new coaches, kind of a procedures and policy about our team, just like our mission statement and things like that. So we'll be working on that, but it was taken a step further this weekend, and I really like this idea, and Erin and I will talk about this, but basically creating a resource guide for every new client. And we would send it to them in the mail or via email. And it just has, like, you know, some encouragement. It has a little food journal attached to it. It just has, it has some recipes. It has I have this whole list of stuff, but it becomes a resource guide for every new client. Because if you were in any business, when you start with somebody, you usually get some form of documentation about what it is that you're going to provide for them. It's always about adding value to people's lives. So I want to talk about doing that and creating that is something that we send to our new clients, but that will be a process. So all of these things take major time to write and create. But I want to, you know, talk about that. Another thing that was brought up was a way to connect with your clients is doing like a book of the month club, or not requiring PD, but kind of requiring PD for our clients too. And just saying, in addition to working on being healthy physically, it's really important. The most important part of this journey is being healthy in our mind. And we talk a lot about that, but we don't always provide resources for that in terms of a personal development book or whatever. And so that's why, like, this one top coach had added, in addition, when you join the challenge group, you join the challenge group, but there's also a part of that, like a personal development part of it. And everybody is, oh gosh, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. And then a part of that is everyone commits to doing the personal development as well. So that's something that we can talk about, because I thought that was really powerful too. And she said since she started doing that, her retention in her challenge groups and has been amazing. Her involvement in the challenge groups has been amazing, but a number of these challengers have converted into coaches because they're already doing the stuff for their body and now their mind, and they're becoming so much more confident in who they are and their ability to share this with other people, and they have practical tools. So I thought that was really cool. So As always, so much, there was information, but I don't know that it's anything that we haven't ever heard before. Of course, vital behaviors. So this is what I was going to say in the beginning. You guys, if you have such a limited amount of time, the number one thing that grows your business is building relationships and inviting. It just comes down to that. Yes, we need to be doing personal development every day, whatever that looks like. For me, that is prayer and quiet time, reading the Bible and doing my devotional. That's it for me. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but I have to do that every day, because if I'm going to be giving to others, we have to be filling our own cup. It's so important. But when it comes down to it, in order to grow your business, you have to be building relationships and inviting people to the business opportunity and to the challenge group. That is the only way. Wishing for your business to grow, wishing to invite people, wanting people to have the same freedom and experience that you have is so awesome. But until we invite them, it's just all a wish and a dream up here. So if you have 1 hour a day, 30 minutes a day, and that's all you can do, in our new coach training, we've been talking about the tracker, and we'll put that up in here too. But you've got to follow that tracker, because that tracker is all about building relationships, adding people, and inviting. And that truly is the key to growing your business. And every single person that spoke talked about when they shifted their work time to inviting and building relationships, that's when their business grew. It's super important to focus on training. It's super important to make those, those guides, or those, what do we call it? We're going to resource guide for our clients and trainings for our team and our coaches. Those are super important. But the most important thing is to spend time building relationships and inviting people to this business and to the opportunity to be a challenger. So that was kind of, in a nutshell, 2 days of training, a day and a half. So as always with Beachbody, it was go, 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 all day long, all night long. So
cool.
But yeah, it was awesome. So anything else, Erin?
No, and I just think it's important for people to understand that it's doable, that getting there is not an impossible task. We're sitting here in January.
Right.
And we can, for me to be there next year, one of my coaches needs to hit diamond. That's not not only is that not impossible, I'm expecting that to happen. So I know Beth Ann has a goal of hitting diamond. I know that I have a lot of new coaches that are fired up and excited about the business. I have a lot of coaches who have been with me for some time who could very easily transition their business to say, I'm going to go for it, and they could do it. And it's not an impossible standard. And even if you are a brand new coach, you could be a 1-star diamond coach and be invited next year, because all you need to do is invite somebody along on the journey with you to come by your side, to grow your business together and figure out this thing together. And you could very easily, they could very easily come along to become a diamond right alongside you. And so I get excited at this time of year. In November and December, it gets a little like, oh my gosh, I have only 3 weeks left to make this thing happen. And it can get a little discouraging. But right now, this year is wide open. Anything can happen this year. And every single person on this team could get to 1-star diamond and be there next year. So I just want people to think that this is just about Erin, just about Kendra, just about Amethyst. I know Amethyst and I will be there next year. Yes. Period. That's for sure. And then I expect there to be a whole bunch of other people on this team to be there with us. And I just don't think it's impossible. So.
And I want to just echo what Erin said. And here's why we know it's possible. You guys, you are amazing women. You're influential women, each one of you in your own way. And I think what I've learned, because we had to take time this weekend to really reflect on our business. You guys, I love being a coach. I wake up and I cannot believe this is a job that I get to do every day. I love seeing women succeed. I love seeing you succeed. I love seeing you get to do what fills your soul every single day, because it's what fills my soul every day. But when I look at my own self, I think, oh my gosh, Erin can totally do this. Amethyst can do this. Michelle can do this. Kim can do this. Gabe can do this. Jenna can do that. I mean, Chrissy can, everyone else can do it. And this is typically how we are as women. We see the good and the gifts in everybody else. And inside, there's that fear that goes, oh, you can't really make this happen. Like, you can't really live this dream life. That's for Erin. That's for everyone else. And that is simply a lie and simply fear that holds me back. You guys, we are women who love helping people. People need help and support. They need someone that's going to come alongside them, and that is what our job is. And if we commit to doing that and then teaching other women how to do that, each one of us can not only have a successful business, living the life that we love, but we can wake up every day knowing that we're doing our dream job, that it's providing in ways that we never thought was possible. And we get to be a part of genuinely changing lives every day. I mean, I don't think it gets better than that. So when I think about it like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't possibly let fear hold me back. I can't possibly let doubt hold me back, because I know that all of you can do it. And I know if we come together, I can do this too. And we can do it together as a team. Like, that's a force to be reckoned with, because our hearts are in the right place. We're willing to work our tails off. And we know that what we have to offer is life-changing.
Yeah, and that's the key, Kendra. And I don't know what we have left for time, but I think that's so important, because I see so many people out there selling so many things that I don't give a crap about. Like, I don't think, I mean, I'm excited about the Rodan & Fields lashes, right? I mean, it's awesome, but it's not life-changing to me. That is not like, I can't wait for people to have long eyelashes. And I'm not belittling any other woman's opportunity to have an income and to do what they love. But I think we're all on this team because we recognize that a healthy lifestyle is something every person needs.
Yeah.
It's not just like a vanity thing. It's not just for, whatever. It's not just like disposable income. If I have some extra income, I want to buy something. We all recognize that this is not only something everybody should want, but something that everybody needs. And so don't hold back from sharing a tool that works for you. You are passionate. This tool works for you. It's made a change in your life. So why are you holding back sharing that from other people? You have something that they need, and there's nothing to be ashamed about in reaching out to people. And if people blow you off, who cares? I'm sorry that I tried to extend a hand to encourage you to be healthy. I mean, if that's the worst thing that happens in my life, then too bad.
Exactly.
Right? So
you guys are awesome. This is our year. Let's crush it. Let's go after it and not let fear hold us back. You are each an amazing, amazing part of this team, and we're so thankful for you.
Alrighty.
Okay. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Let me stop.